about to get into the gospel vibe. And when we're talking about the gospel, I have a super duper gospel musician with me in the studio today. You ready, people? Yes, because I am definitely ready. And of course, our guest is a seasoned gospel singer, worship leader, and producer of Christian worship music. Is a sought-out teacher in worship, seminars, and workshops. A multi-instrumentalist, a linguist in songs presentation. Let us welcome the phenomenal, the powerful, the strong, wielding voice, Chigozie Wisdom. What's good, bro? How you doing, bro?
Good to be here.
I call Chigozie first. Is it Wisdom or which one do you like first?
Chigozie Wisdom.
Chigozie Wisdom is it's so chill for a man with such a strong voice. His voice makes me feel like when Jesus comes and the voice will call me. It's time, my son. Anyway, welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
Elile.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you very much. She has a very powerful question.
Okay, I know. I don't know what else. I really would love for this conversation to go on for very long, but this question is very pressing. And based on the happenings of the past few days, I feel you are someone that is in a very good position to answer this question. Of course, you will know about the unfortunate incident with Osinachi and everything. So I just want to know, you are a man of God. Do you support divorce?
I can't support divorce because God does not support divorce.
So does it mean that her staying in that marriage with everything that was happening, is that what you would have, if she came to you for advice?
God's will?
Yeah, if she had come to you for advice, is that what you'd have told her to do?
I would have told her to separate.
Oh, okay.
And this is the reason. The Bible told us in Ecclesiastes chapter 6 verse 9 that unto him that is joined to the living there is hope. A living dog is better than a dead lion.
Of course.
So you cannot get married if you are not living. So get a life first, and then you talk of marriage.
Okay.
So are you telling us that religion supports separation? Because I feel like if I went to the church and I'm telling the pastor I want to separate from my wife, the pastor will call us for counseling instead before reasoning with my pain. That's the first thing.
Yes, that's the first instinct, because the pastor wants to analyze how far the problem is. It's just something.
I come with bruised eye, bruised body, and I'm coming to tell you, and you're still telling me.
You know what is killing us? Religion is killing us.
Thank you.
So you want to first of all make that person who has been abused, whether male or female, you want to make that person live first, have a life. You understand? Heal from your pain.
Right.
And see whether there's a repentant heart from where that abuse is coming from.
Okay.
But when there's no such thing, excuse me, sir, let this person go and stay on his own or her own. Because you need to get a life.
You need to be alive.
Yes, the covenant of life supersedes the covenant of marriage.
Okay,
right, so we're going to talk a lot about Osinachi because it's a recent, tragedy, especially in the gospel music genre, right? And, we saw a part where a lot of gospel musicians and also, producers are now coming out to say how they were aware about this abuse that she's been, enduring for years until she died. Do you think it's a right thing? Do you think that the association, don't you have a proper association that could have come, intervene, proper structure? Because we're going back into the structure of the music industry. Don't you think their body could have been intervened? Because everybody's now saying, I knew. What did you do about it? Like, how do you feel about that?
Well, those that are saying they knew, I'm sure many of them would have given an advice to say, in fact, I have it on good authority that some people told her, leave that marriage for now. And at a point, I heard she left. But the man went with some people and a pastor to go and plead, and then she came back. So I think also that there's a room for us to have the right mindset. Because somebody comes with somebody to apologize does not mean they have repented. That can also be a trap in itself. Maybe a way to get back at you, to say, okay, when she comes back, I'm going to punish her this way, that kind of thing. So we have to be vast in our thoughts so that we can accommodate a lot of things, to also weigh the pros and the cons, to know where and how to act. So a lot of our guys who said they knew, many of them told her,
leave.
Just leave.
For now.
I even heard that somebody built a multi-millionaire studio for her that she could never occupy because of her husband.
Whoa. Wow.
So how do you place that? Now this gift we're talking about is no
Gone.
more. And the man, even if they sentence him to 10 years, 15 years imprisonment, he's still alive.
And she's gone.
He won't bring her back. He won't bring her back. All right, Ilele, I'm sure.
So you have. I think for now, let us just leave the really sad
we might come back to
yeah,
it,
we might come
go.
there. But let's talk about your latest song.
Yes.
We're listening to it just
Onoye.
now. Yeah.
Onoye.
Yeah, I have a problem with pronunciation.
Say, try,
pronouncing
just
it.
try.
Onoye.
Yes.
You try,
This
You're getting good.
So tell us about that song. Tell us about it. What's the inspiration?
Onoye, it's the path of life. So, two things for me. I'm somebody that's given to tribes. I love languages, even though I'm Igbo. So one of the grace I know God has given to me is to be able to express in
Yourself
languages.
in different languages. Yeah.
So Onoye came.
You're singing Hausa as well.
Oh,
We're
yes.
touching that.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
Onoye
And
came,
I was just talking about. Okay.
Onoye
let's
came
go on.
over 10 years ago, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, the first album I released, that's the last song on that album,
Right.
where you also have a Shigoni.
Yeah, she gone. And
That's
my
the first favorite
song.
song.
Yes, like this man wants to take Nathaniel Bassey's space in my life.
So that song came, and every beat of that song was just a blessing to me, because it's an old-time church song
Man.
from the CAC, but when I got it, I now got it differently, so I had to express differently. Talking about knowing the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father except by me. You know, so that's what Onoye is about.
Alrighty. So in case, people are just saying, well, I've been this man, they think it's empty hype. They don't know who you are.
No,
we want
guys.
to show them a little bit of you. So, we need you to just, sing something.
Let us get
It
that
has to
sonorous
be worship
voice.
though. We don't want the happy one. Give us a worship sound with your powerful voice.
Okay, a song I love to sing recently.
You have 30 seconds to do it.
I'll just do, I love you, Lord, for your mercies never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands, from the moment that I wake up until I lay my head. I will sing of the goodness of God.
Okay.
Let's take another one.
Hallelujah.
Jesus, you love me too much, oh. Too much, oh, excess love, oh. Let's go, one more time. Hey, Jesus, you love me too much, oh. Too much, oh, excess love.
Okay,
Let's go.
we're having a mini church here.
Your
song.
You are mighty.
That's the song I love too.
Okay.
You are good, you are kind.
You were
The
mother.
leaves lost
If you
forever.
leave it fair, we are not going to leave
Trying
this
to
place.
describe me.
Let's go again. Elohim,
Okay.
Elion, Alishelewi.
Yes. Your
The greatness is all I see, and you're not a man to stop doing it.
See, inside of the fair that I am seeing.
Oh, guy.
If you believe me, I will not stop smiling. My smile wants to break. My face wants to break.
All right, man. Big shout out to our Ramadan people. I know you're still enjoying the show, but it's religion. We all worship one God, and we still love you guys. So, you can sing along if you want, or if not, we can sing yours too. Anyways, but man, it's been amazing having you. But let's talk about, where people can find your songs, because I found them on YouTube, and I'm sure you have some of them on some streaming platforms. So we can make some moolah.
Yeah, YouTube, they find the Chigozie Wisdom A.
Right.
Okay.
And then, of course, on all social media platforms, iTunes, Boomplay, and everywhere you can find music, you'll find my song.
Alrighty, so
But
yeah.
very quickly though, your Instagram handle?
Chigozie_Wisdom on Instagram.
Okay.
Twitter, Chigozie Wisdom.
Alrighty. So before that, let's talk about the gospel music. Before we let you go, finally, let's talk about the gospel music industry. That's an untapped industry, and a lot of people. I always ask every gospel musician that comes on this table that most of the time they say focus on the gospel, on the message you're passing across. Remember why you are doing this first. And then you don't see a lot of them, you see gospel musicians, and you don't see a lot of them with so much relevance in the music space like they should, like, because they are not Davido, they are not doing bad band song and all that. What's your take on it? Do you think that, how would you advise musicians? Because I'm seeing you're looking good, you're looking money, of course. So, you know, how do you advise gospel musicians, you know, to also get their money while they're preaching the gospel?
Okay, first of all, the first thing every man in life, whether gospel or not gospel, must learn or ask or know is to stay with your assignment. So God has an assignment for Ife, for Enile, for me. So if I don't know my space and my assignment, I will be doing everything wrong in Enile's space. So even if it looks like there's so much applause for me in her space, I am not in the right. I cannot. So until we stay in the place of our assignment, it allows us focus, and then it gives you room to do much more and reach out to those you have been assigned to.
All right, so let's talk about award shows. How does that affect you? Do you see that there's so many award shows? You know, what okay, so I said something about proper structure and not having enough organization, like people that could have stepped in. Maybe I'm wrong, you know, educate us on that. Do you think there's an organization, or do you have a proper structure in the gospel space?
Well, I know there are a few. I know there is what's this popular one? I think it's Goldman or something. They have a structure, but you know, because of the way the gospel is, we have different denominations accepting different messages. So people just want to stay with their denomination as their structure, with their tenets of faith. You know, they have their superintendent or their GO as their overseer in terms of their gift. But you know, beyond what we do in our local churches is the secular world. That's why the social media is there, of course. By the time you tap into that space, you have to set it up in the sense that you have an Instagram account, you have social media accounts where people in the social world can just get to see you. So people just tap on YouTube and they say, okay, oh, Eshegoni has over 1 million views. And I have people from
1.7 to be precise.
You did your assignment. You love that.
That in itself is not just for Christians. We've had people from all over the world reaching out to us. I heard your music. I don't even understand what it means, but I just keyed into it. We loved it. So it's just going into that space and staying with your assignment.
All right, I just want to tell you, out of that 1.7, at least I'm 200.
No, I love the music, and I think one of the things that has stood out the most for me is your diversity with languages. Like that. I love to see it, because I am someone that actually wants to speak a lot of languages. So when I see people that can do it, it's always makes me so happy. I love everything that you're doing.
All right, so for me as well, I want to know how you're able to speak Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa, and think about them. Do you learn this?
Are those really languages?
Because part of your bio is that you're a linguist, right? So how many languages do you speak, and
as long as I can learn it?
How many do you speak currently?
Well, I don't speak them fluently, but I sing them fluently.
Oh wow! So that's the Holy Ghost.
I sing them. Anything you teach me in the language, I'll record it, playback, and
then you learn it. All right, so you know, we had another gospel story about Kirk Franklin, whose son is being, you know, allegedly being framed for murder. So what's your take on that?
Well, until the truth comes out, we never know what it is.
But what is it about Christians and, you know, and men of God, you know, being attacked by the devil? Explain that, you know, real quick.
We can only explain it by saying that the works we do challenges the kingdom of darkness. And so any means they want to use to get you down, they will. But the Bible says, train up a child in the way that he should grow. When he is old, he will not depart from it. Christians can only do their best by training their children, staying with the will of God. But as to attacks, you cannot define where it's coming from. But you can trust God for a way of escape.
Great. Amazing stuff, man. It's been so amazing having you on the show. So, you know, I would just like you to say thank you to everybody in different languages.
We say it in the 3 major languages. We say thank you in English, Dalu in Igbo, Eshe in Yoruba, and what is it in Hausa?
Nah, good day.
Nah, good day.
Are you
All right, my people. Yes, it's been amazing having Chigozie Wisdom on the show, and of course, with this powerful ministration. I hope you picked a thing or two from listening to this conversation on Tea Time, and of course, big shout out to my girl, my homie.
I thought you said I'm not your girl, I'm your guy.
Yeah, you're still my homie now. Come on, my homie, my girl, my guy, my G, for holding me down on today's episode of Tea Time. You can join the conversation on social media with the hashtag Tea Time. I remember you can catch up on all our previous episodes, including this very one that is so fresh and clean, and all our exclusive content by subscribing to our YouTube channel at PlusTvAfrica Lifestyle. You can also watch Tea Time on Alta TV, and of course in London on Ben Television and on Star Times channel 308. A big thank you goes out to the entire production team. One more time to Chigozie Wisdom, our studio guest, and of course Elile. Anyway, I got it anyway. Anyway, this is PlusTvAfrica's Tea Time. My name is Ife Oshike. Be good.